For my project, I decided to interview my friend Myles, who does a lot of international traveling, which is something I'm interested in. And so I thought I'd call him up, sit down with him, ask him a few questions, and learn about some of the things he does when he's on his own travels.
So can you describe to me one of the coolest places that you've visited?
Currently, one of the travels that means the most to me is Beijing, China. One of the reasons is I was there for such a short amount of time. I didn't really get any chance to do a ton of exploring, and it was the first time that I got to travel with family members. So it was my mom, and we were visiting my brother over there. So it was just really cool to do something special with my mom, and checked off like a bucket list goal. We got to walk on the Great Wall of China, so that was super cool.
What are some of the best things about travel to you?
Travel's both amazing and important to me because it enables you to learn from a hands-on action, and it enables you to just see a ton of different things in life, see different cultures, different ways of life, and I just think it's really important that you get to experience things, and it helps you grow in your walk of life, and kind of, to me, it helps me figure out how to treat people better and how to love people differently because different people need different things, and being able to meet different cultures and categories of people is just really neat to me.
How important is travel to you in your personal life?
I think that's one of the reasons that I'm placed on earth is to travel. And so I'm a firm believer that God created the world with the intention for people to see it. So it's my intention to see the world, so yeah.
Obviously, we've discussed some positive aspects of travel, so what are some negative?
Yeah, one of the hardest things traveling is definitely money. It's expensive to travel, and yeah, I think travel is such a broad word. So many times people talk about traveling, and traveling to get to places often sucks. Like, it's just a bummer. You're holed up in this tiny little seat in an airplane for who knows how long, but the experience of actually getting there is where it's at. And so money's a bummer, getting there is a bummer, but being there is awesome. Another really hard part of traveling is just both finding the time and the money to do so. And then the second thing would be you really have to be flexible and tossed into a melting pot to try new things. And sometimes whenever your body's not used to those new things, it can react poorly. So you can get sick from, maybe sleep deprivation through different time zones or different types of food, stuff like that. And so there are some negative sides of it, but it's all part of a positive adventure, in my opinion. So.
What kinds of things should we do as people to prepare for travel?
I mean, the first thing of being prepared is be prepared, which sounds really stupid, but if you're planning an international trip, you obviously need to make sure you have your passport, you need to have your visas, you need to have your plane tickets, you need to have your spending money, all the responsible things. But I think it's also important to travel with an open mind, but with that open mind, it's important to know who you are as a person. And so if you show up to an Asian country and in your mind you don't eat rice, like that's not gonna happen. That's a dietary staple, and so you have to have the open mind to try something new and eat rice. And so it's I don't know, it's just important to be prepared, I guess. If you're not traveling internationally, there's a lot of the same things that apply. You need to make sure you have money. If you don't have gas money for your road trip, that's irresponsible, and you break down somewhere or you run out of gas somewhere, and then it's other people's problems and not yours. So just responsibility is probably a big part of it, and I would say respect too, because rather you're seeing different people, different cultures, there's all sorts of differences, and you need to be able to respectfully put your differences aside and recognize people as people. Rather you're traveling internationally or here in country or maybe even the same state, you're gonna find people that are different, and people that maybe don't look like you, don't smell like you, don't talk like you, both in your same state and in different countries. And you need to realize that people are people no matter what. And so it's just taught me to have a love for mankind versus like-minded people. So yeah.